everyone, and welcome to Lall Nutrition. My name is Lall, and I'm a holistic nutritionist. So this week I wanted to talk about digestion and to give you a few simple tips on how to improve your digestion without even thinking about food really, just the actual process of your digestive tract and what's going on. So I thought I'd sort of give you just a little bit of a quick lesson on our digestive tract. Last week I did a video on how digestion affects our beauty, and I thought I'd just go into explaining a little bit more about the digestive tract. So the digestive tract is actually external to our body, and this is something we learn about our digestive system in high school biology. I'm a high school biology teacher, I'm qualified as one, so I did this lesson a couple of years ago. So I'm just going to go through it with you just as a refresher, as a reminder, and really to emphasize the importance of our digestive tract and keeping it as healthy as possible. So I have sort of a demo. This is just a long string to just demonstrate sort of the length of our digestive tract and maybe the different parts of it. So we start, obviously, the digestive tract starts with our mouth and it ends with our bowels at our anus. And so as we go through it, starting in our mouth, when we ingest food and we start chewing it, we are mechanically breaking up food. And we're also chemically breaking it up because as we're chewing it, we're making the food smaller and smaller. The smaller the food is, the easier it is for our body to digest it, actually to absorb the nutrients, because we're breaking apart the food so that enzymes can get in, there's more surface area, and we're also chemically breaking down the food. So there is salivary amylase, which actually starts the breakdown of carbohydrates in our mouth. So we're actually starting the breakdown of food in our mouth. So we're chewing our food really well. We want to get it to a paste. So the better we chew our food and the more consciously and mindfully we chew it, the more we can actually start breaking apart our food into smaller and smaller pieces. We then swallow our food. It goes into our esophagus, which is probably about a foot long, by peristaltic motion. And then we get into our stomach. And so this will represent the length of the stomach. The stomach is a muscular sac. So it's sort of working to break down food further, but it doesn't have teeth. So if you sort of swallowed a chunk of food, it takes a lot of work in the stomach to break it down. In the stomach is where chemically we break down proteins, fat is separated from food, but no carbohydrates get digested in the acidic environment in the stomach. So it's really important to chew your food so that when the chemical processes come in, there's a lot of surface area to go in and actually to start chemically breaking down long chain proteins in the stomach, or to get to the carbohydrates in the mouth. The next part we start is with the small intestine, and the first part of the small intestine is where all our macronutrients, which are carbs, fats, and proteins, get broken down even further. And so throughout our small intestine, so the small intestine can be about 20 to 25 feet long, so we're going to keep going. So there's a lot of string going on here. Hopefully we'll get to the end. So we're going, and this is, a lot of length in our intestines, and if we were to actually open it up within the length of the intestines, there are even more folds. So if we were to open up our small intestine, it'd be the size of a tennis court, and that's to get the maximum absorption of our food. If we have a big chunk of, say, a broccoli, it's very hard for our body to then break it down and to get the nutrient out of it. So as we break it down, we chew it in our mouth, and we have the food is smaller and smaller, it's better able to be absorbed, and it doesn't affect our digestion as much. So we're getting we're going into the actual food. When you have chunks of food, I said this in the last video, coming out in your stool, you're getting no nutrition from it. And if you're getting organic foods and superfoods and it's just coming out the other end, you're really paying for expensive poo. So we want to be really mindful of our food, and if we are chewing well, if food is coming out at the other end whole, we know we're not chewing our food well, or we're chewing our food as best as we can, and still, to a degree, the body will then break it down. So there's something, either we're not chewing our food well, or our body is not chemically breaking down our food well. So we'll just go into the last part, which is the colon. So all throughout the small intestine, I'm just going to say at each part, certain vitamins and minerals are going to be absorbed. People who have had to remove parts of their intestines or colon, they will not be absorbing certain vitamins and minerals. So this is very important to note. Not that most people are doing that. It's usually people with some kind of bowel condition that has had to happen. But being really mindful of your digestion. So if you eat and after you feel bloated, you're not feeling good, it's possible that you're not chewing your food well, or possible that the combinations of the foods you're eating don't go well together. And also, within the small intestine and the bowels, we have microflora. So we have bacteria, and if we have an imbalance of it, which is called dysbiosis, then we're going to have maybe more bloating. Also, it could be, if the food combinations are right and we're still getting bloating, there might be an issue there. Anyways, this is to just think about the health of your intestinal tract, because such a huge area of a tennis field, if it's being affected, that's all your absorption of all of your vitamins and minerals basically from your food is going to be hampered. As you get into your colon, which is about 5 feet and it's very large, that's where obviously stool collects, but we're also getting still some nutrition, some vitamins are still being manufactured. Also to say, in the small intestine, it's sort of our second brain, and so a lot of neurotransmitters are actually manufactured there. Serotonin being one of them is actually mainly manufactured in your gut. So if you don't have a good balance of bacteria in your gut, your moods could be off, you could be in a bad mood, you can, there's lots of things, have foggy brain, etc. These are just general details. Everyone will be a little bit different. So into your colon, hopefully it's very healthy, you're having regular bowel movements, and if you're not going to the washroom at least once a day, what you can do is make sure you're having lemon water in the morning and hydrating really well, and that you're making the time to go to the washroom. And even sitting in a squatting position will actually put your body anatomically in the right position to use the washroom. Our toilets are actually designed in a way that are not really conducive to those that don't have easy bowel movement. So that could be a mechanical thing you could do. But try drinking the water, and obviously there are other things you can do. If you speak to nutritionist or naturopath, they can probably, figure out for you more individualized what might be happening. Anyway, so that's sort of the anatomy of the digestive tract. And so in each part, we want to make sure it is healthy and functioning well. We can make sure we're chewing our food well. And when you chew enough, you're going to release enough saliva to help break down your food chemically further. If your digestion, if your stomach, you find you're getting, bloating, you don't feel that great, you might have low stomach acid, and, you can try to eat lighter foods. You can try, food combining, which is maybe eating vegetables with carbs and a little bit of fat, or vegetables with higher protein sources to see if that helps. If it doesn't, there might be, stress-related issues with why your stomach acid's lower and other reasons, but that could be one of the main issues. And also, if you have bad breath, or you're noticing there's an odor to your breath, there could be an imbalance in your stomach. And if you notice after a meal you're getting bloating, so there could be something going on with your digestion further in your small intestine, and even in your colon. So it's really important to sort of look at each part and sort of look at it as a detective and to really see what might be happening. So hopefully this video has helped you and given you a few little tips on, what you could do to help your digestion, because the better our digestion is and the better we break down food, the more readily we're going to absorb those nutrients, get them into our cells, and actually rebuild our body. Our body is going to be nourished, because that's the only way we're actually getting nutrition, is through our digestive tract, which is external. So once you swallow a piece of food, doesn't necessarily mean it gets into your body. You have to make sure you're chewing it well and you're taking care of your digestive tract. So hopefully this video has helped you. Please be sure to like it. Please be sure to share it. Please be sure to subscribe because I release a video pretty much every week. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment, and I look forward to sharing more with you. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!